Hi there guys, how are you? Now in this video we will discuss some multiple choice questions on topics related to structuralism. Now if you remember earlier I had made a small YouTube shorts explaining that there are some new or different concepts other than the traditional concepts about structuralism such as literary competence, semiotic square, फैंटास्टिक, मूड वर्सेस वॉइस. ठीक है, तो आज के क्वेश्चंस जो हैं, मल्टीपल चॉइस क्वेश्चंस जो हैं, इन्हीं पे करेंगे हम लोग. लेट्स ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ दिस एंड लेट्स बिगिन फ्रॉम द बिगिनिंग. सो फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज, who is the structuralist theorist primarily associated with propounding the concept of literary competence in the context of a poetics modeled on linguistic competence? Now question तो एक है, but I suggest you tell me also the answer of this. Who has propounded or who talks about linguistic competence? और इसी के बेसिस पे मॉडल किसी ने किया है and has called it literary competence. So who has coined this term? Roland Barthes, Jonathan Culler, Todorov, Gerard Genett. See, the correct answer is B, which is Jonathan Culler. Now, इनकी एक किताब है called Structuralist Poetics, where the models the reader's ability to interpret texts based on the idea of linguistic competence, which has been propounded by Noam Chomsky. ठीक है? Now, the next question is, the concept of literary competence refers to what? Now, I already gave you a hint. छोटा सा explanation तो मैंने दिया ही आपको. Now, you have to answer this question. The author's technical skill in constructing coherent narratives, the reader's internalized knowledge of literary conventions and codes, analogous to a grammar of literature that enables meaningful interpretation. The critic's ability to historically contextualize texts within cultural traditions. And last one, the innate psychological capacity to experience emotional catharsis through reading. इनमें से कौन सा सही ऑप्शन है? Of course, Jonathan Culler has propounded it, and he describes the implicit shared conventions that allow competent readers to naturalize and derive meaning from literary texts. ठीक है? Shared conventions. So the answer is B, which is this one. The reader's internalized knowledge of literary conventions and codes. इनमें से और कोई भी ऑप्शन जो है फिट नहीं बैठ रहा. Here it is talking about the author's technical skill. Here it is talking about the critic. उसके बाद innate psychological capacity to experience. It's not that. The only correct answer is this one, B. Now next question is, who developed the semiotic square as a key tool in structuralist semantics for mapping logical relations between semantic terms? इस पे भी direct question आ जाते हैं, इसलिए definitely pay attention to this. Whether you are preparing for CUET PG or UGC NET by NTA, ठीक है, it is important from both these perspectives. So what is the correct answer? The correct answer is A.J. Grimus. ठीक है, there is a book by him. There's a work. It's called Semantique Structurale, which extends the Saussurean binary oppositions into a more dynamic logical structure. So the answer is C. ठीक है, A.J. Grimus. Whenever you read structuralism, definitely go through these concepts also. A.J. Grimus is also important. उसके बाद, as expected, what is the meaning of semiotic square? I already gave you a hint. Now, the semiotic square primarily functions as a binary opposition model limited to simple contrasts like good and evil. B, a diagrammatic mapping of semantic oppositions that articulates complex relations, contraries, contradictions, and implications to reveal the elementary nature of meaning. C, a narrative schema for sequencing plot events chronologically. D, a visual representation of actential roles in storytelling. इनमें से कौन सा होगा? The correct answer is B. जो four terms हैं, they are a diagrammatic mapping of semantic oppositions, and you'll come across these four letters: S1, S2, not S1, and not S2. And basically the purpose is to expose deeper ideological and semantic investments beyond simple binaries. And if you see the second option, it is a diagrammatic mapping of semantic oppositions that articulate complex relations. और जो first option था, a binary opposition, ये नहीं हो सकता. क्यों? क्योंकि यहाँ पे देखो, these four terms indicate something beyond simple binaries, something beyond that. It is not just for articulating simple binaries, the way we have binaries in the theories of language by Ferdinand de Saussure. Next question, who formulated the structuralist definition of the fantastic as a literary genre in his influential study? Gerard Genett, Vladimir Propp, Todorov and Northrop-Frye. इनमें से कौन सा है? The Fantastic. Who has coined this term? The correct answer is C. Todorov. There's a work by him called The Fantastic, a structural approach to a literary genre, which establishes a rigorous genre taxonomy. So something to do with genre. उसके बाद देखो next question है, the concept of the fantastic in genre theory is characterized by what? A, B, C, D. चार option है. A, a permanent acceptance of supernatural as the governing reality of the text. B, the reader's or characters' prolonged hesitation between a natural explanation and a supernatural one, situated between the uncanny and the marvelous. C, pure psychological allegory without any intrusion of inexplicable events. And D, immediate resolution of ambiguity through scientific rationalization. इनमें से कौन सा होगा? The correct answer is B. Todorov's definition of the fantastic exists only in the duration of uncertainty, tipping towards the uncanny. ये भी काफी important word है, uncanny. और marvelous and ends the fantastic proper. Tipping towards uncanny or marvelous ends the fantastic proper. Next question. Who in structuralist narratology systematically distinguish the mood including focalization from voice? ठीक है, mood versus voice by separating who sees from who speaks. Grimus, Chapman, Gerard Genett and Wayne C. Booth. कौन सा है? Systematically distinguish the mood from voice. The answer is C. It was propounded by Gerard Genett in Narrative Discourse, Foundational Refinement of Narratological Categories. और उसके बाद आते हैं, थोड़ा डिटेल देख लेते हैं. What is the difference between mood and voice in narrative discourse? A, equating mood with emotional tone. B, analyzing voice as a narrating instance and mood as regulative perspective. Who sees particularly through focalization types, 0, internal, external. C, reducing both to variations in temporal order and duration. D, linking mood to frequency and voice to actential roles. इनमें से कौन सा होगा? Now Genett's key innovation cleanly separates perspective focalization mood from the narrating agent, enabling precise analysis of point of view. So it is B. ठीक है, cleanly separates perspective और focalization from narrating agent. Narrating agent को ही voice कहते हैं और perspective को focalization कहते हैं और mood कहते हैं. So this enables the precise analysis of point of view, and this is the B option. Analyzing voice at the narrating instance and mood as regulative perspective. Next question. Who is the author of the lesser known posthumous work Incidents? ठीक है, Incidents, published in 1987, a collection of brief autobiographical sketches and fragments. Now these are some famous names in the field of structuralism and post-structuralism. We all know about the major works, but this question is asking about a lesser known work. Keep in mind that you get questions even on the lesser known works of these major writers. ठीक है, major writers और major theorists हैं, तो इनके works के बारे में तो आपको पता होना ही चाहिए. So इनमें से कौन सा सही आंसर है? The answer is B, which is Roland Barthes. Now he wrote a short and intimate pieces originally published in magazines released posthumously, revealing a more personal side, and especially this compilation, which is Incidents. Next question. Who wrote the lesser known late work, The Jealous Potter, a structuralist analysis of myth centered on South American pottery? The Jealous Potter, about myths centered on South American poetry, traditions and themes of jealousy. Grimus, Todorov, Claude Lévi-Strauss, Gerard Genett. These are also important names in the field of structuralism. So what is the correct answer? The correct answer is Claude Lévi-Strauss. Late career mythic analysis linking jealousy motifs across Amerindian myths, especially involving pottery and bodily orifices. So the correct answer is C. Now last question. Which structuralist theorist characteristically uses the notion S1, S2, not S1, not S2, or equivalents like S, minus S, S bar or minus S bar as signature diagrammatic tool for mapping the elementary structure of signification through semantic oppositions? Now ये क्वेश्चन हम लोग कर चुके हैं. अगर आपने ध्यान दिया है, then you can easily answer this question. We have already spoken about this S1, S2, S2 minus S1 and minus S2. Which is the correct answer here? Who has propounded this? अगर आपको याद नहीं आ रहा, definitely see the video again. It will be helpful for you. The correct answer here is C, which is Grimus. ठीक है, it is Grimus's signature semiotic square, the four-cornered diagram systematically generates complex meaning from initial oppositions. So even if you can't remember the meaning, at least remember these symbols: S1, S2, not, minus 1, minus S1, not, minus S2. इसको आप याद रखना and the answer is this, grimace. Maybe in the exam they can just give you these 4 symbols and they can ask you who has propounded this. And in case you are looking for coaching for UGC NET, then just call or WhatsApp us on this number 7678160296. So whether it is UGC NET English or CUET PG English, classes are available, and this is a small brief about me.